While the glue was drying, I used the pattern to cut the outer soles from leather. These are just simple pieces cut from this bigger one. And I need to cut these first because I'm going to use the rest of this for making the middle layer, and I needed to make sure that I have big enough pieces for making these outer soles, so making those first was safer. And now I'm going to remove the masking tape and see if the flaps will stay in place when I do that. Yeah, at least that one seems to stay. Okay, that flap looks like it's not properly glued in place, but hopefully it'll stay there long enough. And then I'll check the edges. Yes, they look fine. You need to check that this V shape doesn't show here on the side. This curve, it has a fairly sharp corner here, but it's not too bad. Then let's see the other one. At least those stay in place. And those look fine, although this isn't entirely glued in place, but it's from one edge, so it should stay there long enough. They're good enough, they will stay there until I glue the outer soles in place. And now these other areas need pieces of that leather to form a middle layer. And let's see, I'm going to use these to help cut suitable pieces, which I'm then going to glue in place. Oh, that was, yeah, it was the right one. You just need to check that the shape and size is right. fine. So then I'll just see if this is still... Nah, it has dried already. So we'll take a new batch of glue. Then just glue the piece here. And this material you're using for the middle layer, it should be the same thickness as the material for the upper, or as close to that as possible, and then just see how long here, that much. And when you're gluing the outer sole in place, you really need to fill in these holes with glue, because otherwise you're going to have indents in there. Okay, it's too long. I can feel sticky parts here in the plastic, so even though the masking tape wasn't there for long, it already left some glue behind, and that's the reason why I don't like it. And there is another sort of masking tape which doesn't leave any glue behind, but it just doesn't stick well enough, so it won't keep the pieces in place. So it's not much use for this purpose. It's really for the main use of masking tape, to be used in painting. So for this purpose you need proper masking tape, but then you have the problem of residue. Yeah, same problem here. I'll need to see what I can do with that. Oh, let's see, that one was there, so we'll use this one for cutting the pieces. That's all. Let's take it from here. Oh, damn, my back is killing me. I've been sitting down already too much today by the computer working, so my back doesn't like this at all, but I'm going to do this anyway. And I haven't even thought about the heels for these boots yet. I need to think about what I'm going to use for those. I think I have some resin castings I could use, or I could make the heels from wood. But for now I'm just going to make these soles and then think about the heels later. Check. It's probably too long. Yeah, this just cut. Cut from here. It's easiest to make these ends first and then fill the middle part. Because you can use all the small leftover pieces for filling the middle. This one, it actually fills that part quite nicely if I cut a bit away from here. Yeah. Small gaps are not a problem, because you can fill those with glue, but you need to make sure there are no wide gaps like these. Okay, and then I'll need a bit bigger piece for the remaining part. Let's see, I think that one could work. Got it here and here. And a bit from here, and it should be fine. Yeah. Then just put some glue here. And that one's finished for now. So now when you glue the outer sole in place, it shouldn't be too bumpy. There shouldn't be too big indents in it. And now we'll need something for this. Let's see. Cut it from this part. It's a bit too wide. Still slightly too wide, not by much. And still a bit away from here. Now it should be just fine, except slightly shorter. Then again. Alright, that should be fine now, and then the next stage is to glue these outer soles in place, except first I could check that they are the right size. It's always good to check that before spreading any glue anywhere. It seems like it's a bit too long. If I can get it just right. Okay, it's a bit too long here, but the way to do this is to glue it in place, starting from the toes, and then cut the excess away after you have glued in place, because that way you're going to get just the right size. If you shorten it before gluing, you might cut away too much. So it's safer to glue first and then cut away any excess. That works for the heel and toe. It can be harder for the sides, so if the sole is too wide, it may be a good idea to cut the sides before gluing the outer sole in place, but in this case it's better to glue first and cut afterwards, and just make sure to get it just in the right place. And you can see here it's not much too long, but a little. Then press it tightly. To make sure that here where the holes are, the glue gets all the way to those. So this outer sole is glued into the cardstock structure. Okay, and then the other one, checking that it's the right size. Yep, that seems to be just the right length. So all there is to do is to spread the glue. Now more of that. And make sure there's glue all over the surface. Okay. And then start from the top part. Make sure it's just in the right position, and then just press tightly and try not to get any glue to the visible part of the outer sole. Yeah, this was the perfect size. The other one was a bit too long. And as you can see, the sole is, the surface is fairly even, although you can see small indents where the holes are. If you want to be sure of not having those indents, you could always fill the holes with glue when making the middle layer, and then let the glue dry, and then glue the outer soles in place using plenty of glue, and the result would probably be more even. But I think this is quite nice as it is, except that I managed to get some glue to the leather, and this glue from the masking tape on the plastic is really annoying me. I need to figure out a way to get it off. Probably there is one way it often works, and it's take the tape and then use it to lift the glue away. Yeah, it actually seems to be working. There's a little there. That feels okay. There was in the other one, I think. Here. This works for glossy surfaces at least. There's some glue there. But I really recommend removing masking tape as soon as possible. Don't leave it for any longer than you have to, because it has this nasty tendency. Oh, and there's something here. Yeah. Oh, that solved this problem. So now these boots are almost ready. Only the heels are missing, and I'll need to think about that and see what I'm going to use for those. Oh, but there was this one was too long, so I'll need to cut away the excess from here. And then when you do this, just be careful that you don't cut the fabric on the edge of the insole. Alright, that's okay then. So, almost finished. And I will post a video once I figure out how I'm going to make the heels for